Welcome. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown's Odyssey to the Oscars, where we bring the Academy Awards home on a budget. November 22nd, 1963. A date which will definitely live in infamy forever. A date which will definitely bring up many a sore spot for the people who lived in that era. I've only ever mentioned it once or twice in brief on this channel. Don't think that I don't have any reference for that date, because I do, even though I wasn't born in that era. But still, it's one of those events that you will recall for the rest of your life where you were and what you were doing when it happened. And by it, I refer to the event that's the subject of this book itself. The entire screenplay by Oliver Stone and Zachary Sklar regarding it. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy and the aftermath, which is almost as shocking as the assassination itself. Not only does this applause book, based on the film, which garnered several Oscar nominations, including Best Original Screenplay for Stone and Sklar, and Director for Stone, with 2 wins for film editing and cinematography, but it also contains 340 research notes. We're talking official government documents, the closing testimony of Jim Garrison, who was assigned to prosecute somebody by the name of Clay, who allegedly conspired to assassinate the president. But it also contains 97 reactions and commentaries by Norman Mailer, Tom Wickler, Gerald R. Ford, and others. We're talking about op-eds, editorials, we're talking interviews and essays from newspapers like Newsweek, the New York Times, and Esquire magazine, and essays contributed exclusively for the book by a number of participants, including Stone and Sklar, and even Roger Ebert. This is almost like a point-counterpoint with all of the materials that you're going to find in the JFK debate after the screenplay. This was purchased for 25% off the price of $4.99, and I was hesitant to purchase it, like I was hesitant to purchase a few of the items in this series, because this is our 5th annual Odyssey to the Oscars. We're thinking big, and we're thinking golden, without spending a lot of green in the process. Because, well, I thought to myself upon first glance that this is just another JFK book. But then, upon further glance, well, I thought, maybe this is worth checking out, because it is tied to Oliver Stone's rather controversial film about the assassination of John F. Kennedy and the trial of one of the participants in the conspiracy to assassinate the president. First things first, the screenplay. While you're reading the screenplay, you'll also see a lot of historical captions that provide context to the film. And of course, you'll also be treated to many a black and white still from the film, and I'm showing you the only 2 behind-the-scenes stills from the film, featuring director Oliver Stone here. And of course, this is the infamous motorcade that traveled down Dealey Plaza with a JFK double, if you will, a stunt double, preparing to face his doom. Oh, if anyone's wondering, that's Oliver Stone right here. And of course, my favorite part of the whole book is actually the film credits. If I said this before, I'll say it again. I always stick around to watch the credits with reverence. Why? Because ever since I was little, I could recall reading cast and crew billings in movie newspaper advertisements every Friday, the New York Post and or the Daily News, to see which crew member was responsible for taking on the assignment given to them by the director. Editor, production designer, director of photography, costume designer, music. In this case, I gotta give a shout out to John Williams for composing the Oscar-nominated score in an unconventional manner, mind you. If you really want to know what happened behind the scenes at the making of JFK, you'll read this, but it doesn't talk a lot about post-production. In the JFK debate, you will learn more about the making of JFK by Oliver Stone and Zachary Sklar. That is from Esquire magazine. However, it's kind of like a point-counterpoint, with Oliver Stone contributing to Esquire magazine noting several omissions and glaring errors from Esquire magazine's article going behind the scenes. Roger Ebert interviews Zachary Sklar and Oliver Stone for this book as well. I'm sorry, Oliver Stone, just Oliver, not Zachary. So we really have a wide scope, a wide range of participants contributing interviews and essays and point-counterpoint material for this book, all for one united front to provide plenty of context and to help us understand history a bit more. Because, unlike this book, history isn't all that black and white, no matter what era you were born in. This is the complete table of contents right here I'm about to show you. And there are no color photographs to speak of in this book. This is the almost full list of contributors for the JFK debate section after the screenplay. 340 research and historical annotations from the Warren Commission and other official documents, some of which actually make their way to the screenplay of the book as you're reading it, and National Security Action Memos, and a cast and crew principal billing right here on the back, which makes the back of the book definitely equally as attractive, in my opinion, as the front of the book. Does this book really deserve a round of applause? Well, you have to ask yourself, does Oliver Stone's commendable, I was about to say, combining commendable and memorable. I have an knack for inventing words and combining two words which shouldn't really be combined together. But anyway, does it really deserve a round of applause? I'll be the judge of that right now. That's how much applause it gets from me. Out of a maximum score of 5 claps, I'm going to give it a fair 4.5. Before I went to tape with this, I actually was consulting with Donna, executive producer for TSR, and she asked me if I ever contact the thrift store in advance, and I consult with them as to what kind of items they'll have for me when I come in. I don't do that. I like to walk in as a regular customer and be surprised by what I find. Part of going to the thrift store for the Thrift Store Rundown is being excited by the hunt, being excited by the chase, not anticipating what you're going to find. It makes it more exciting that way. With that in mind, the next time I walk into the thrift store, maybe I won't just ask what I can do for the thrift store. I should also ask what the thrift store could do for me. I know, it's kind of counterintuitive to what JFK said, God rest his soul, but hey, history teaches it can help out a lot. Because if you need thrift store in Patterson provided me with this goldmine of info about JFK and his meeting with Doom, let me tell you, it can provide you a bigger goldmine of knowledge regarding anything and everything American history. And to seek it all out in a bargain, well, that's truly American. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow's another awesome day, so long as I catch you on the thrift side. Until then, here's a message to the young. Keep on marching for the truth, and keep on marching for a very important bargain like this. And as always, stay golden.